Hey guys, welcome to the farm. I am getting ready to head to the barn. I've got volunteers here. So many things I've got to do. So I'm gonna get the car packed to take stuff up to the farm store and start making food for the horses. And I'm gonna talk to y'all today about one of our ponies, which I'm sure y'all have seen in the videos. I come out every morning when I do a vlog, and there's Lil Bit, our little pony, there to greet me in the morning grazing. She was free ranged. She started going close to the road, so we ended up putting her back in with the ponies, and she declined after that. So I'll share, just to give her a tribute, all she's done. She was wheelchair trained, so she gravitated to those in wheelchairs. But I'll share with you the events and how we knew it was time to say goodbye. All right, so we have brought horses in and done the pony paddock. We scooped that. I'm getting hay for the boy goats, and I wanted just to give you tribute to Lil Bit, our feisty little mini. She was 30 years old, and she had been, like I said, running around free range, doing amazing, except she was getting close to the road. So we put her back in the pony paddock with the ponies. About 2 weeks later, I noticed she was walking very strange, and it took me about 15 minutes to pull her out of the paddock to assess her. Lil Bit came to us almost 6 years ago, and she was known to be wheelchair trained, or gravitated to those in wheelchairs. So one of my adult volunteers, Crystal, brought her husband who had a stroke, and she would put her head in his lap, let him groom her. Although we did utilize her in the homeschool program, and kids walked her and worked with her, but she became a little bit more skittish once we let her free range. But it was still held true. She would come up to those that are in wheelchairs. One in particular was Trey, who she really adored. As you can see, her walking looks very neurological, like she's has no idea where her body is and within space, and just, she can't even hold her head up. When she holds her head up, it's worse, and she starts to develop a swelling around her face because everything is rushing to her head. She's just keeping it so low. The vet got here and assessed her, did several tests on her, seeing where her motor skills were, and she said we could do some steroids, and that could take inflammation off. She believed it was the way she was reacting and doing things, that it was possibly a brain tumor or spine tumor. But she said the steroids could possibly give her laminitis, which that's originally what I thought she had because of the way she was walking. Said she could also colic. So she could see that I was processing everything, and she said, if you are thinking about saying goodbye today, I think that would be very humane. So we made the decision, and as we got further along in the process, I realized even more so I had the peace of, you know, being able to make that decision. Her blood vessels were already starting to close. It took 3 shots of the euthanasia drug before we realized that she had to go directly into the heart. The medicine wasn't getting to where it needed to go because her blood vessels were getting so, were just collapsing basically. You can hear my girls in the background. They want breakfast. That was hard in itself, to have to do that many euthanasia shots. I don't know if you've had to put down a horse, but it's basically the same, just a larger amount of drugs. Even though a Lil Bit was under 200 pounds, still it took a lot, and with her condition she was in, it took even more. And usually typically what they'll do is put a sedation injection in, and they gently help the horse go down. Now it was just her and I here, the vet and I here. Lil Bit did go down nicely, which I was very thankful for. That is not always the case. So prepare yourself. If you have to put your horse down, sometimes they don't go down easy. She did, and I was thankful for that. Waited for that sedation to really kick in, and then through the catheter in the neck, she inserted the euthanasia medicine. And we waited, and that heartbeat just remained so strong. And then she had to do another one, and then another one. And so within this hour period of time, I had been on the phone previously with Agape, which is a service, pet service that will come and pick up your animal. They also work with horses. I've used them twice before, which I was very thankful for them. So an hour, almost getting to that hour mark, she looked at me and she goes, I'm gonna have to administer this to her heart. Her blood vessels are just not, they're just so collapsed, and the medicine's not getting to where it needs to be. I'm thankful, even though I didn't have anyone here on the farm, I was in contact with my support system, my horse people that were really helping me through this process. So I would highly recommend that you have a support system, whether it's physically with you or just being in contact. It really helps to gain that peace of a decision that you have to make, and to also celebrate their life and their contribution. Like she was here at Steadfast, the lives that she reached, everybody looked for a little bit, and I will miss walking out of my house and seeing her graze in my front lawn, and I will miss the excitement and the wide eyes of the kids that would see her and think, wow, how tiny, you know, what a tiny little horse. They always thought she was going to get bigger. But she lived a very good life. I'm thankful for her previous owner, who donated all 4 of her ponies to our program here at Steadfast. So yeah, so this is her farewell, and her wanted to just share her legacy, her love that she gave here out on our farm. So guys, thank you so much for letting me share with you today. Be blessed. Until next time.